Hello guys, welcome to the episode 44 of this playlist on creating the web API and consuming it with MVC in ASP.NET Core 3.1. So in this lecture, I shall walk you through the creation of the AddOrder view. These episodes and the code base are built in continuation from the previous ones. Hence, I request you to go through them before coming to this one. And I also request you to subscribe to the channel and share it. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And let's switch over to the learning outcome of this lecture. And in this lecture, we should be able to create by the end of this lecture an AddOrder view to render a form to add a new order to the database and integrate the server-side validation to validate the order form inputs. So accordingly, let's switch over to Visual Studio. So I'm into the order controller and I can click any of these order action methods, get an or post to create an empty view and name it AddOrder. So click on Add View. Reserve view empty, click on Add. Get the add new item with the project name and then change it to add order. Click on add. And this adds an AddOrder.cshtml file. This is the razor file, you can say, or view file, rather view file. So razor file has also got a CSHTML extension. So I get rid of the default code and I just paste the code from my clipboard. So in here, I paste the code from the clipboard and then I can start explaining once more the way I explained the add customer view. So at the top is again the page directive, the model directive, which is pointing to the order model. Okay. And the next line is a layout again. Now this layout is again pointing to views, shared and layout file. And then I am actually writing on the dynamic view back. Okay. Which gets a dynamic view data dictionary, add an order. Next is within the H2 header, we have got an add an order is rendered onto the browser with an back link with an ASP action, which is index. So if you click on the back link, which has got this style, button style, that makes it almost resemble like a button. And when you click this back, it will post to the index action method of this order controller. And then comes the form, which invokes the add order action method with a post request, with a post HTTP verb. And following that is the Esp Validation Summary within a div, which is and these are all tag helpers. So what is a tag helper again? Just to refresh our memory once again, tag helpers enable server-side code to participate in creating and rendering HTML elements in razor files or view files. Now tag helpers are authored in C# and they target HTML elements based on element name, mainly the element name, but additionally attribute name or parent tag. They provide server-side attributes for the elements. Okay, so like here, label ASP for or even on top for the customer ID. These are all tag helpers, which are actually marked in dark violet, or this is I think seems like dark magenta color. Okay, so now this ASP Validation Summary, it's put on the top. As the name suggests, this tag helper is applied to the div, so the validation errors are shown on this element and it shows the validation as a summary. Okay, now this takes danger class actually brings the font in red. it gives red color to the text. Now displaying individual validation messages with Esp Validation For tag helper is useful to display the model validation error messages alongside controls that contain the problematic data. This you can achieve by using the Esp Validation For. That's what they are for. And this Esp Validation For is usually put in this span and end span tag. And then following the different sections of div with different form groups corresponding to each of the properties of this order class, we have got this submit button, and if you click this submit button, add order, it will post to the server and it will actually invoke the post action method, add order post. So which we have already seen in the last lecture. Add order, it will be posted to the add order action method. Okay, and then when you click the clear form button, there is a clear form button which I have shown. So it will invoke the add order, the get method. So it will actually bring an empty form with this submit button. Okay, and these are the bootstrap classes again, and this will bring the result on the view back, but actually this is not of much use. I can get rid of this. Now if the model is not null, so if the API response bring an object of order type which is not null, then it nicely comes to this side and it creates a table with this class which has got a table head that has got a table row with three this table heading section which has got all the properties like customer ID, description and order cost, and after that the table body is formed and it evaluates the customer ID, description and order cost and renders it on the browser. Okay, so we have seen that the add order works, how the add order works, how the add order is formed for this order controller add order action method. So let's now click on the start icon to run the application. So with both the applications running, I click on click here. So I've just got one customer, and if I go to the order page, let's remember this customer ID is 3061. Go to the order page and add an order. Customer ID was 3061, if you remember, 3061, and let's see any description. This is a test, and say 200.89. Click on add order and it adds the order. Okay, so if you click the clear form and go back, it clears the form, and if you go back, you've got this order which automatically the ID is generated from the database with this customer 3061. Okay, so this marks the end of this lecture where we have seen how to create an add order view.